We're glad to have you with us. We begin with our first story. Now, a rate cap on interest rates introduced in September 2016 and increased capital requirements will continue to drive commercial banks' consolidation in the market. Kenya Bankers Association CEO Habil Olaka has welcomed ongoing mergers and acquisitions, citing that they are market-driven and not forced. Brenda Kerubo has that report.
A wave of consolidation is sweeping through the banking sector. The small get acquired or merge operations.
The problem comes if your size becomes a weakness by itself. You're not able to service, you're not able to play a role in the market, and therefore you become irrelevant, in which case you become a quick target for acquisition.
Following the collapse of three lenders in 2015 and 2016, the Central Bank of Kenya has tightened regulations. Some of the consolidation that have happened in the last 3 years include acquisition of Giro Bank by I&M Holdings, acquisition of Fidelity Commercial Bank by SBM Bank, and acquisition of Abib Bank by Diamond Trust Bank Kenya. KCB Group recently offered to buy National Bank of Kenya through a share swap. At the same time, CBA Group is in the process of merging with NIC Bank to form the third largest bank by assets in East Africa. Kenya Bankers Association, just like the Central Bank of Kenya, is advocating for natural consolidation rather than a forced one.
The consolidation push is now being driven by the market, where the market players themselves identify synergies amongst themselves, and then they see that it's better to combine forces and operate as a one entity rather than be pushed by regulator to combine.
Consolidation will be done in the context of improvements in the business models that the banks are doing or would be doing. So they need to think, what is it that I need to do different to improve my business model and also to be more resilient.
Commercial banks are also taking a wait-and-see approach towards the lending cap introduced by the government in September 2016. It has seen the lenders look for surviving strategies.
It's a ripe environment for consolidation, because then banks will be looking out for partners with which they can be able to create synergies and be able to combine and work together.
Kenya has about 43 commercial banks, 42 lenders, and one mortgage finance company. But the Kenya Bankers Association says it's not about the numbers, but about lenders adopting to new business models. Brenda Kerubo for KTN News.
Now, Kenya may not be an oil exporter by 2022 as Tullow cites delays by the government to make key decisions to enable the project to move forward. Now, the firm had expected that its joint investment partners and the government would be able to make the final investment decision by the end of this year, to spill over to 2020. Now, Tullow Oil has also pushed forward the date for the export of the first cargo of oil produced under the pilot scheme to September 2019. In a statement, the final Kenyan project by end of 2019 was an ambitious target. The company has in the past said it is expecting all the partners as well as the government to commit resources for the commercial production phase, what is termed as the final investment decision FID, by the end of this year. But this might now come next year. DOR, more details on this. Grab a copy, of course, of your latest newspaper.